The date looked perfect on paper. A venue with sunlight, a weekend everyone could travel, and prices that didn't sting. Then your partner checked a calendar that meant something deeper, shook their head and whispered, "Not that day." This is respecting superstitions in multicultural relationships, where a number on a page can hold a family's story, and love learns to hear what isn't printed in ink. You saw logistics. They saw lineage. You believed the world would be the same on Saturday or Sunday. They believed certain days carry doors you either open with care or leave closed, out of respect for those who walked before you. Welcome to Whispered Hearts, English, where we turn moments like this into maps you can walk together. Tonight we'll slow down the noise around beliefs that feel strange, kind, or even scary. We'll practice translating meaning, finding fair compromises, and building rituals that protect love without making either of you pretend. Superstitions don't only live in old stories. They live in little daily choices: when to sign a lease, which color to wear to a ceremony, what you say before a long drive, where you place a plant by a doorway. In some homes, you never put shoes on a table. In others, you knock on wood without thinking. Beliefs become background music until someone new hears the melody and asks about the words. Therapists report that couples soften when they ask, "What does this mean to you?" rather than, "Why do you believe that?" Meaning unlocks patience. If a lucky number holds a memory of a grandparent's blessing, you're not arguing about math. You're guarding a thread in the fabric of a family. But here's a curiosity you can carry into the next conversation. What if superstition isn't about fear at all? What if it's about belonging? If that's true, then the question changes from, is it true, to what kindness looks like for us when this shows up. Think about the places these beliefs appear: weddings and naming days, new homes and first days of school, long flights and long interviews. The moments when humans feel small and the future feels big. Rituals step in to give your hand something to do while your heart waits for news. Have you noticed how the body calms when a small act says, "We're together in this"? Start with origin stories, not verdicts. Who taught your partner this custom? How did it protect their family? What happened the first time they didn't follow it? When you hear the story under the calendar date or the ribbon color, your shoulders drop. It's easier to respect a rule when you know the face of the person who first shared it. Daily life offers gentler chances to practice. Maybe you grew up avoiding opening umbrellas indoors. Maybe your partner asks you not to place a bag on the floor. Little courtesies are love's training ground. You can say, "I don't share this belief, but I share my life with you. I'll keep the bag on the chair." But there's something even quieter, holding love steady when beliefs clash. Respect without pretending. You don't need to convince yourself that numbers are mystical to honor the number that matters to them. You can say, "I don't believe this changes our luck. I do believe it changes your peace. That's enough for me." Set a small ritual that makes room for both stories. Before you check dates for a move or a celebration, agree to glance at the calendar your partner trusts. Before they mark something unlucky, agree to speak the value behind it. This day feels heavy in my family because of what happened once. Clarity makes space for kindness. Here's your first retention nudge to keep us close. What's one belief your partner has that you've embraced? Maybe it's a phrase you say before traveling. Maybe it's a color you wear for good fortune. Notice how it felt the first time you tried it. Did your home get quieter? Language matters when beliefs walk into a room. Trade mockery for curiosity. Strange becomes new to me. Superstitious becomes traditional. We don't do that becomes teach me the part that matters most so I can get it right. Words are the difference between a closed door and a welcome mat, but there's something even quieter that can save a weekend plan. Measure cost and meaning at the same time. If switching a date or a seat or a color is low cost and high meaning, say yes quickly. If the cost is high for both of you, money, visas, or travel windows, then treat the belief with honor while exploring alternatives that carry the same spirit. You can build a same meaning, new method habit. If Saturday feels unlucky, but the venue is only available that day, plan a small blessing on a strong day the week before. If a color carries grief in one culture and celebration in another, weave both shades into the day in different places. Flowers here, ribbon there. Meaning is flexible when you treat it as music, not law. In kitchens and hallways, everyday courtesies become love's shorthand. A red string tied at a wrist for safety. A quiet pause before turning a key. A knock on wood and a shared smile. These gestures don't require belief to be beautiful. They require care to be shared. Repair is how you prove respect when you miss. Picture a crisp winter evening, the kind where your breath hangs pale. You joked about the silly date and saw your partner's face fall. Silence stretched. Step closer, not away. I'm sorry. I used humor to hide my discomfort. I want to understand. Teach me the part that matters most, and let's find a plan that holds both of us. Then do one small action that shows you heard. Open the other calendar and circle options together. Midway through, hear this reassurance from whispered hearts. English. You are not naive for honoring a belief you don't share. You are not cold for asking for evidence before you change big plans. This is a home where care and reason can sit at the same table and pass each other the bread. Show your families the tone you're choosing. If relatives press you to ignore or exaggerate a custom, stay soft and firm. We respect this tradition in a way that fits our life. We may not follow every detail, but we won't make light of what matters. Predictable kindness becomes your family's new culture. Here's a small script that travels well. I don't hold this belief the same way, but I love that it steadies you. Which part is essential, and which part is optional? This question separates the heart from the decoration. You get to keep the heart without drowning in the ribbons. But there's something even quieter that can transform how you both feel. Translate beliefs into values. If a lucky morning ritual is really about gratitude, you might practice a minute of thanks together. If avoiding a date is about protecting elders from worry, you might explain your choice to them with words that honor their peace. Values are bridges. Traditions are how we walk across. Small home rituals help new respect take root. A bowl by the door for keys and charms, a candle you light on important days, a shelf for meaningful colors, coins, or photos. The shelf doesn't ask you to believe the same thing. It asks you to keep seeing what your partner loves. Seasons will teach you too. In spring, when everything smells like rain and beginnings, you may try a sunrise blessing before signing something big. In summer evening warmth, you might choose a path home that passes under a friendly arch or tree your partner likes to greet. In autumn, you might tie hopes to a small branch in the yard and watch the leaves carry them. In winter, you might place a ribbon on the mantel and sit close while names of those you honor are spoken out loud. Therapists report that couples do best when they make decisions with a process, not a panic. Use a simple 3-part check, meaning, What's the story here? Impact. What does saying yes or no cost? Togetherness. How will we stay close while we choose? It's not a test. It's a way to be good to each other when the calendar gets loud. Here's another engagement spark. Have you noticed how certain places in your home feel calmer after a small ritual? A plant by the window that makes mornings kinder. A tiny bell by the door that turns arrivals into a moment. What's one object that carries comfort in your house? When conflict rises, timing is as sacred as symbols. Don't argue about dates at midnight. Don't joke about talismans in front of elders. Make an appointment with each other the way you would for something valuable. Tomorrow after breakfast, we pick a day with both calendars. Tonight we rest. But there's something even quieter that honors both of you. Courtesy even when you disagree. If your partner asks you not to say certain words on certain days, and it's low cost, agree. If you need a decision and the belief pushes for endless waiting, ask for a boundary. I'll honor the no for this month. We revisit on the 1st. Laughter has a place here too. Careful, generous, shared. The kind that says, we're two humans building a language. Celebrate the time you both caught yourselves reaching for a ritual at the same moment. Look at us, living our tiny movie. Joy makes customs softer. It never mocks. Invite elders in with dignity. Ask them for the shortest version of a story behind a rule. Tell us in 2 minutes why this date matters. Then thank them with something visible, a photo of the calendar you chose together, a ribbon tied where they can see it. You're not buying approval. You're giving respect room to breathe. When the belief asks for something you truly can't do, money you don't have, travel you can't manage, a promise that breaks another duty, offer a smaller echo. Light the candle even if you can't book the trip. Wear the color in a tie or bracelet, even if not in the dress. Send a voice note with the phrase your partner loves to hear before big days. Echoes keep connection alive when circumstances say no. Here's a retention check-in. What would respect look like in your house this week? A calendar check before making plans. A quick blessing before a commute. A rule you gently retire because it scares you both more than it helps. Name one and try it. Sometimes the first meaning you hear isn't the deepest one. A bad luck date may also mark a family loss. An auspicious color may have been the shade in a cherished photo. Ask once more. What does your body feel when we talk about this? When the body speaks, the map gets clearer. But there's something even quieter hiding from the light. Pride. It can show up as I don't do superstition, or as only this way is right. Pride is the loud cousin of fear. Lower its volume with humility. I am learning. Correct me gently. I am also a person who needs plans. Help me find a place to stand. A shared meaning board can help. Pin a few small objects that matter to each of you. Ticket stubs, a ribbon, a dried leaf from that fall park where you chose a date. When you make a decision, add a note. We changed the time to honor Grandma. We kept the color and added your favorite song. The board becomes your private museum of how you blend. Mid-roll reassurance again from whispered hearts. English. You don't need to carry every tradition to be respectful. You don't need to abandon reason to be loving. Belonging here is about how gently you hold what the other holds dear, and how honestly you share what steadies you. If fear starts running the show, checking every sign, freezing before every step, name it together. We've crossed from honor into anxiety. Then choose one grounding action that lives in your values. A walk under trees, a call to a wise friend, a meal that tastes like home. Traditions should make life larger, not smaller. Your love gets to draw that line. Plan for future big days with both calendars open, your phone and their almanac, your work schedule and their holidays. Sip tea while you mark the next year. Dates to avoid, dates to chase, colors to celebrate, places to gather. Preparation turns pressure into practice. Here's another reflection to keep you engaged. What did your family call just good manners that your partner reads as superstition? Shoes off at the door, no whistling at night, lights on for the first entry into a new home. There's often a shared value under both labels: hygiene, safety, welcome. Find it and name it. Repair again when voices rise. Imagine a summer evening on the porch, the air still warm and forgiving. You say, "I was pushing for my comfort, not our peace." Your partner says, "I was pushing for my tradition, not our fairness." You pick a tiny action and a date to review it. The porch becomes a place where love gets humble and brave at the same time. Invite joy into the blend. If your partner's culture celebrates a festival that blesses new beginnings, go, dance, eat, ask questions, carry home a small symbol for your shelf. If yours celebrates with a neighborhood block party and a shared toast, bring your partner along. Introduce, translate, thank. Joy is the easiest teacher of respect. When mockery shows up in group settings, protect each other. We see it differently, and we're good. Then change the subject with grace. You didn't sign up to debate your relationship at someone else's table. You signed up to build a home where both of you feel honored. There will be days you choose the sensible date, and everything goes beautifully. There will be days you honor the lucky day, and everything still goes sideways, because life is life. When either happens, resist "told you so." Say, "We chose with care. Let's keep choosing with care." The point is, the way you walk, not the weather along the path. Here's your last prompt before we close. If you wrote one sentence to your future selves about beliefs and love, what would it be? Maybe, "We choose kindness when calendars disagree." Maybe, "We honor elders without handing them our steering wheel." Write it down and tuck it into your year. As the months turn, you will notice fewer sharp edges. You will have a handful of phrases that calm a room. You will have a shelf that reminds you who you are together. You will learn to tell a new story that sounds like two families becoming one household with a long, steady heartbeat. Picture this final scene. Autumn leaves skate across the sidewalk as you step out of City Hall, a red ribbon tucked into your pocket, and a simple band warm on your finger. A friend asks, "Why this day?" You smile and say, "Because it mattered to someone we love, and because it made sense to us." The answer fits in your palm. The meaning fills the street. If you're new here, whispered hearts. English is where differences slow down enough to become tenderness. We believe respect is a daily verb. We believe love is brave enough to learn. We believe that homes grow stronger when traditions and reason learn to dance side by side. We'll end with a community invitation. What's one belief your partner has that you've embraced? Share the small story in the comments so someone else can borrow your wording for a hard conversation this week. Your sentence might be the bridge two people need. Love doesn't ask you to believe every symbol. It asks you to care for what symbols do in the hearts you hold. Keep translating, keep repairing, keep building little rituals that make big days gentler. That is the quiet art of respecting superstitions in multicultural relationships.